What is gastritis? When should you see a doctor? Understanding gastritis and health. Every day. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something that many people experience at some point in their lives, gastritis. It's one of those things we often hear about but may not fully understand, especially when it comes to how it affects our health every day. So let's dive right in. Gastritis is essentially the inflammation of the stomach lining. It can come on suddenly in what we call acute gastritis, or it can develop gradually over time, becoming chronic gastritis. But no matter the type, it's something we should all be aware of. Now you might be wondering, what causes gastritis? Well, there are a few things that could be behind it. The most common culprit is a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori. This little guy can sneak into your stomach and start causing problems. But that's not the only reason you might develop gastritis. Overdoing it on alcohol, taking certain medications like non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, stress, or even autoimmune diseases can all play a role in causing this condition. So what does gastritis feel like? Well, if you've ever had it, you'll know it can make you feel pretty miserable. You might experience pain or discomfort in your stomach, sometimes so intense it feels like a heavy nagging ache. If you've been feeling nauseous or throwing up for no clear reason, that could be a sign too. And let's not forget about the loss of appetite, suddenly not wanting to eat anything, even your favorite foods. Along with that, you could feel bloated or constantly full, and maybe even get heartburn. In some serious cases, you might notice your stool turning dark, which could indicate bleeding in the stomach. So what can you do about it? Well, first off, treatment for gastritis usually involves something to reduce stomach acid. Things like proton pump inhibitors or antacids can help. If H. pylori is involved, your doctor will likely prescribe antibiotics to tackle that bacteria. In addition, it's important to avoid irritating substances like alcohol, coffee, or spicy foods that can make your symptoms worse. And remember, eating a gentle, soothing diet can make all the difference. Now here's the thing. Gastritis can lead to more serious complications if not taken seriously. Stomach ulcers or gastric bleeding are possibilities if inflammation is left untreated. That's why it's so crucial to get proper treatment when you're dealing with this condition. Health every day means paying attention to your body and getting help when you need it. Let's talk about when it's absolutely necessary to see a doctor. If you find that your symptoms are sticking around or coming back often, it's time to get checked out. I've seen it so many times in my practice, patients ignoring the pain until it gets worse. Don't wait for that to happen to you. If you're having severe stomach pain, especially in the stomach area, it could point to something more serious, like a gastric ulcer. And here's something really important. If you're throwing up blood or if your stool looks black, that's a sign of bleeding in the stomach or intestines. You need to get medical help immediately. If you've been losing your appetite or losing weight for no reason, it could be a sign of chronic gastritis or other stomach issues that need to be looked at by a professional. And if you're feeling exhausted or having trouble breathing, those are definitely red flags for something more serious. Don't ignore them. Oh, and one more thing. A high fever can sometimes accompany gastritis if it's caused by an infection. If you're running a fever and dealing with other symptoms, don't wait to get checked. So remember, gastritis may not always be a big deal, but it's something that needs attention, especially if you start experiencing any of those warning signs. Trust me, health every day means taking care of your body and listening to it when it tells you something's wrong. If any of these symptoms sound familiar, don't hesitate. Go see a doctor and get the care you need. You should see a doctor if you experience any of the following situations. Today, I want to have a real talk with you, not as a doctor, not as a health coach, just as someone who cares about your well-being every single day. Because there's this thing called gastritis, and believe me, most people ignore it until it becomes something dangerous. Sounds familiar? A little stomach pain, nausea? You skip a meal or two thinking it'll go away. But what if I told you your body is already warning you? Let me share something, doctor. Lisa Grant, a gastroenterologist from California, told me in one of our chats. She said, "The worst cases I see didn't start with blood in the vomit. They started with, 'I thought it was just something I ate.'" It's a quiet, creeping condition. That's the scary part. It's not always dramatic. No alarms, no ER visits. At first. But if you have gastritis and you ignore the red flags, it can lead to ulcers, bleeding, even severe infections. So let's sit down for a moment, you and me, and go through the signs your body might be giving you. You've been feeling that dull stomach discomfort, or maybe nausea that doesn't really go away. You take an antacid, skip spicy food for a day, and it feels a little better. But then it comes back. That's your first sign. When symptoms last more than a few days or keep coming back, it's time to see a doctor. Don't wait until it gets worse. Dr. Grant had a patient, 42, healthy, didn't smoke, rarely drank, but he was under constant stress and popped NSAIDs almost daily for back pain. He came in only when he started feeling sharp pain in his upper stomach. Turned out to be a bleeding ulcer from chronic gastritis. Now let's say you're not just uncomfortable. You're in serious pain. That pain hits hard, maybe even wakes you up at night. And it's centered right in your stomach area? That's not something to brush off. That might mean your stomach lining is breaking down. You're not just dealing with mild irritation. You're facing something much more dangerous. And if you're vomiting and there's blood, or your stool turns black, listen, that's a red siren. That's internal bleeding, and it doesn't care how busy your schedule is. Get to a hospital, fast. Another thing we don't talk about enough, losing your appetite. Not because you're on a diet, just not feeling hungry. Or even more concerning, you're dropping weight without trying. That's your body telling you something's wrong. Chronic gastritis can affect how your body absorbs nutrients, how your digestion works, even how your brain handles hunger. Now, if you're feeling constantly exhausted, short of breath, just off, that could be anemia from blood loss inside your stomach. It's one of those things we think is normal tiredness, but it's not. Same thing with fever. If your temperature spikes and you're also having stomach issues, don't just take Tylenol and hope it goes away. It could be an infection brewing inside. So yeah, I get it. Life gets busy. You've got work, family, bills, the usual chaos. But your body is talking to you. And when it comes to gastritis, those small symptoms are not small at all. They're the first whispers before the storm. That's why taking care of your health every day isn't some fluffy slogan. It's survival. It's peace of mind. If anything I said today felt familiar, don't wait. Book that appointment. Talk to a doctor. Take control. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more real talk like this coming up. No fluff, just facts that can save your life. Take care of yourself. Take care of your stomach. I'll see you in the next video.